Hey guys, it's me again from the Cube Toaster, and today I'm going to teach you how to solve the Rubik's Cube using a beginner's method. Now I realize a lot of you that watch my videos already know how to solve the Rubik's Cube, but there are some that have been asking me to make a video like this so they can start cubing as well. So that's what I'm going to do. The method that a lot of speed cubers today use is called CFOP. And it stands for cross, first two layers, OLL, and PLL. The first step is to make a cross on white that looks like this, with each of these white edges paired with its center in the correct position. The second step is to solve the rest of these first two layers, and the end product looks like this, with all this solved. The next step is to get the top side all the same color. And the last step is to move around all these edges and corners in the top to make the whole cube solved. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit more watered down version of that method that has a few more steps. The steps look like this. First you make a cross, just like normal, on the white side. Then you finish the first layer with inserting these corners, and the end product looks like this. Then you start inserting the edges into their places, like that. When you're done, the end product will be the first two layers like we saw earlier. The next step is to get a yellow cross on top, like that. The next step is to make the top side the same color, like that. The next step is to solve the corners of the last layer, basically to fix these corners and make them solve, which looks like that. And the last step of the beginner's method is to make all the edges solve, which looks like that. Now the first step to learning any Rubik's Cube method is to know the notation of the cube. This is the right side. When you move it up, it's called an R, and when you move it down, it's an R prime. This is an L prime, and this is L. U, U prime. B prime, B. D prime, D. F, F prime. Now that you know the notation, let's get started with the cross. The way I'm going to teach you how to solve the cross is a very, very simple, easy method. What you want to do is first, you want to look for the edges, like this one right here, and this one right here, that have a white sticker on them. So I can see that there's one right here, there's one right here, there's one right here, and the last one is right here. Now my goal right now is to move them all to the top layer, the layer that has the yellow center. So without caring about any of the other pieces right now, I can see that I can move this one up to the top layer like this with an R. If I rotate over here, this one right here can be moved up with an R as well. This one's already in the top layer, so I don't have to do anything about that right now. And this last one, the green and white edge, I could move to the top layer with an R2, but that would move away this edge that I already have there. This space right here does not have a white edge, so I can move that empty space right here, so I can move this white edge up to the top layer. Now you get something that may look like this. Some of the white edges are facing up, the white parts, and some of them are not. So the first thing we're going to do is going to take care of the white edges that are facing up. Here's the first white edge that's facing up, and we can see that the other color that's not white is red. So what I want to do is I'm going to move the top layer, the U layer, so I can connect the red with its center. Once that's connected, on that side, I can do an R2 to bring it down to the white layer. Here's our next edge with white facing up. It's the blue and white edge, so I can move the top layer so that it connects with its blue center, and I can do an R2 to bring it down to the bottom. We have two more edges, the green and white one and the orange and white one. Now these two do not have white facing up, so you're going to have to bring them down to the bottom a bit differently. So first thing is I'm going to move the green and white edge so that it's above the green center. Now this is the first thing that you're going to need to memorize. It's pretty simple. All you need to memorize is this. Once you have the edge that's flipped above its correct center, this is all you need to do. U prime, R prime, F, R. And that brought it down to there. Now our last edge, the orange and white edge, is back here in the back, and it's also flipped. So I'm going to do a U2 to bring it above its correct center. And I'm going to do the same thing again. U prime, R prime, F, R. Now that I have the white cross, we can move on to the next step. The next step is going to finish the first layer with adding in the corners that need to go in these empty spaces. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look for a corner that is on the top layer that has white on it. So first thing I see is this blue, red, and white corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the top layer so that the blue, red, and white corner is in between the blue and red center because it has blue and red. Now here's the next thing you need to memorize. It's also 4 moves, but you're going to repeat it for every corner until that corner is solved. It looks like this: R, U, R prime, U prime. Now with that corner, it only took one time to get it into its solved position. Let's find another white corner on the top. You can see this one right here is white, blue, and orange. So let's find the blue and orange centers. They're right here. That corner is over here, so I can do a U2 to bring it above its correct centers. And now we're going to repeat that algorithm again. So R, U, R prime, U prime. That didn't solve it. R, U, R prime, U prime. Still not solved. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now it's solved. Orange and green centers. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. There we go. Now we only have one corner left. The last white corner is not on the top layer. It's actually in the bottom layer, but twisted the wrong way. So we can take it out of the bottom layer the same way we put it into the bottom layer. R, U, R prime, U prime. Now we can see it's in the top layer, and it's already above its 2 correct centers. So let's do the algorithm again. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. R, U, R prime, U prime. There, now we have the first layer completed and done, and now we can move on to these edges. What you're going to want to do now is you look on the top layer again for edges that do not have the color yellow in them. So I can see this one right here. This is orange and blue. It does not have yellow in them. Now the bottom color, the color that's facing me on that edge, is blue. So I'm going to find the blue center, and it's right here in front of me. I'm going to keep it in front of me. I'm going to look for that edge on the top. It's right here in the back, so I can move it above the blue center with U2. Now the other color on the edge is orange. The orange center will either be on this side or this side. In this case, it's on this side. Once your edge is in place and it's above the correct center, and your other center is either on the left or right, mine's on the left, you want to move that edge away from the other center. So in my case, it's on left, so I'm going to move it right. Now what you want to do is you want to move the side that has the other center up. You want to move the top towards that center, and then the side with the center down. And now you can see that your edge is back in place, but it's connected with the white corner. Now what you want to do is you want to rotate towards the other center, in this case orange, and you want to move the top layer towards that other center as well. Now the first color that we started off with was blue because it was facing us. Now what I want to do is I want to move the blue side up. I want to move this pair towards the blue side, and I'm going to move the blue side down. And I got that edge in. Let's move on to the next edge. Here's the next edge. It does not have yellow in it, and in this case it's already connected to its blue center, but it needs to go to the right this time, to the red. So I'm going to move it away, move the red side up towards the red side down. Now I'm going to rotate and move the top layer with it. This color is blue, so I'm going to move the blue side up. I'm going to move this pair towards the blue side and the blue side down. Here you can see that all of the top layer edges are actually yellow, have yellow in them right now, and our other 2 non-yellow edges are actually in the first 2 layers, but they're in the wrong places. So what we can do to fix that is we can pretend that this edge right here does not have yellow in it, and we can pretend that it needs to go right here. So we need to move it away, move this side up, back, this side down, rotate. Now this is the pretend pair, and this color would be green if it was the correct color, because this is also green. I'm going to insert it like that. Now you should have at least one of your non-yellow edges in the top layer, this one right here. So this color is green, so let's look for the green center. Here it is. Move it to the green center with U2, and it needs to go to the left, so I'm going to move it away, left side up, back towards, down, rotate. Here's our pair, rotate that with it. This is green, move the green side up, towards the green side down. There's that edge. Our last non-yellow edge is in the back again, and it's orange, so let's connect it to its orange center with U, and it needs to go to the left again, so we move it away, left side up, back, down, rotate with. This is orange, so orange side up, towards the orange side down. Now you can see that we have successfully solved the first two layers. Now we can move on to getting the yellow cross. If you've done everything else correctly, you're going to get one of three cases. Remember, we're not looking at these corners, we're only looking at the edges. So the first case you can get is a line that looks like this, or it could even look like this. It's still a line with these two edges flipped. Now in any case that you get with a line, you want to hold the line horizontal like this, and you want to apply this algorithm. Looks like this: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that will get you a yellow cross. The next case looks like this, and it is not a line. It is instead something that looks like a J. And it still has two edges flipped, but it looks like a J. You want to hold the J like this, and you want to apply this algorithm. You're going to do a F wide move. So you're going to move these two layers, both of them at the same time. F wide, and then R, U, R prime, U prime, and F wide prime. Like that, and you'll get a yellow cross. Now the last case that you could get is something that looks like this. It's a dot. None of the edges have yellow facing up. All you need to do is apply the first algorithm for the line that looks like this: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, and then you'll have a J facing U, and then F wide, R, U, R prime, U prime, F wide prime, and you'll get a yellow cross. Now that you have a yellow cross, there's a bunch of other cases that you could possibly get, but they're all really easy to execute because of one trick I'm going to show you. What your goal is going to be for the yellow cross is to get something that looks like a fish, sort of like that. Here are all the cases. Now for all the cases, you're only going to use one algorithm and maybe a few rotations or something. Now the algorithm is really easy to memorize. It looks like this: R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. If any of you are wondering, that algorithm is called soon. Now the cases are really easy to recognize and kind of memorize how you're going to do them. But the first thing is if you have two yellow corners facing up. That means you're going to have something that looks like this, something that looks like this, or something that looks like this. Now for all of these cases, you're going to want to take one of the remaining yellow corners that's not facing up, and you want to make the yellow sticker facing towards you on the left side. So you wouldn't be able to do this because this sticker is facing away from you. But this sticker is facing towards me, so now I can apply the algorithm soon. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now we have something that looks like a fish. Here's the next case, two corners facing up. It looks very similar, but these two corners are rotated opposite directions, so you can't hold it like this anymore. But take this one right here and make it facing towards you and apply the algorithm soon. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now we have something that looks like a fish. Here's the last case. Two corners are flipped, but the two unflipped corners are diagonal from each other this time, so it's a little bit different. But you want to hold it on the left side facing towards you and apply soon. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Just like that, and now you have a fish. The next two cases have no corners facing up, so they look just like a cross. Now with these two cases, with no corners flipped, instead of having a corner on the left side facing towards you, you want to have it facing away from you. So you can hold it like this, or like this, doesn't matter. But this is when you apply. Now we can apply soon. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now we have a fish. This one has these two corners rotated a bit differently, but you still solve it very similarly. So I have this one facing away. You could also hold like this with this one facing away. But now we're going to do soon. And now we have another fish. Here are the last two cases, which are just pretty much the fish cases, where you have only one corner facing up. Or the way I like to think about this is something I call the fish food. And that looks like this on this case, or this on this case. Now on this case, with the fish food being on the right, is really easy because you just hold the fish food on the right like this, the fish facing down like that, and you apply soon. And you get the top layer all the same color. Now with this one right here, the fish food is actually over here, but you still want to hold the fish facing down like this, even if the fish food is right here. And you can apply soon, and you'll get another fish, but this time the fish food is in the correct place. So hold the fish the same way and do soon, and now you have the top layer. Now let's solve all of these over here. Oh, the fish food's right there. Soon. Fish food's right here. Soon. Fish food's over here. So soon. U2, soon. Fish food's right here again, so we can do soon. U2, soon. Fish food's over here, so soon. U2, soon. Now we're on to the last step. This is where you move around all of these pieces to make the whole cube solved. So the first thing you want to do is look for headlights, which are corners like these that have the same color. You want to take the headlights, and it doesn't matter where you put them, but you want to hold it in the back like that. So our headlights are right here. And then you want to memorize this algorithm right here. It's kind of long, but eventually you'll get the hang of it. It looks like this. First thing you want to do is rotate like that. So you have white facing you, and yellow is on the back right there. And you want to do R prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R prime, D2, R2, and then you can rotate your cube back up with yellow on top, and you should have headlights on all the sides. Now you can also get this case where you don't have any headlights, but all you need to do is just hold it from any side, doesn't matter where you hold it, and do that algorithm again. R prime, U, R prime, D2, R, U prime, R prime, D2, R2. And then if you look again, you'll have headlights. You can put those in back, do the algorithm, then you'll have headlights on all the sides. Once you've solved all the corners of the top layer, you're going to get something that looks like this, and it's just with the edges unsolved. Now if you get something that looks like this with 3 of the edges unsolved, and one of the edges solved, you want to put the solved edge in the back like this. Now the first thing you want to do is the move F2. Once you've done F2, you can look on both of these sides and you'll see that one of these sides is matching with colors and one is not. So what you want to do is now you're going to rotate the top towards the side that has matching colors, like that. And now what you want to do is you want to do an L and an R prime, so basically moving both of these sides down. And then you want to do another F2. Then you want to move both the left and right sides up, so L prime, R. And then you're going to see a white bar, which you want to put in front of you like that. And then the last move you need to do is F2. And you should have a solved cube. Here's the other case when once you do an F2, you have the matching colors on the other side, like this. So that's really easy. You just move it towards the matching side, so the other side. Move both sides down, F2, both sides up, make the white bar in front of you, F2. Now you could also get one of these two cases where all of the edges are unsolved, like this. But for each of them it's also really easy. You just want to pretend that once you do F2, the matching colors are on this side. Just pretend that they're matching. So you move it matching, both sides down, F2, up, white bar in front, like that. And now you're going to have one edge solved. There's always, once you do that, you're always going to have one edge solved. And then you put that in the back and do the same thing. So these are matching, like that. This is the last case, and this is kind of funny because once you do F2, both sides are matching, so you can really pick which side you want to go to, but I'll just do this side. And now this edge over here is solved. I can do the same thing. Matching. There you go. So that was my how to solve the Rubik's Cube beginner's method tutorial. Let me know if you like this video by liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already. I hope that once you watch this, you can solve the Rubik's Cube now. That would be awesome. Let me know if you want me to make an advanced tutorial for like full OLO or full PLO. Please share this video with your friends and family so they can learn how to do it too and then race you. And with that, I guess I better tell you to go lick a toaster.